Hello everybody, it's Mike Patterson from White Turtle Adventures in Southern Alberta, Canada once again. So this video I want to talk about security when you're out in the bush. Now, I hear this constantly and I read posts on this constantly and I always have to laugh. The number one post, is it safe to camp in bear country? In your van, in your bus, in your RV, in your tent? Well, let me tell you, for the number of people that camp in the wilderness and the number of bear attacks that there are, it shouldn't even rate a news story. It really shouldn't. But because it's sensational, because it's gory, guess what? It gets played. And guess what? The stories grow and grow and grow. Just the other day, there was a story online. Somebody had asked about, is it safe to camp in your van in bear country? And somebody down the thread puts a post, family of 6 devoured by a grizzly. As soon as I saw it, I knew I've never heard of this, so I had to read the story. And sure enough, the story is a family of 6 was camping in their RV. A bear broke into the RV, dragged a person out, ate them, came back in, dragged another person out, ate them, blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there going, this just doesn't make any sense. This just doesn't sound right. So I started doing some Google searches, and sure enough, I found the story. There was a family of 6. They were in an RV, and a bear tried getting in the door. Now, what did the bear do? Scratched on the door, maybe gnawed at the door. They didn't even know. They showed on the picture, they showed what looked like a scratch on the door. And it talked about how the family was terrified and how they couldn't sleep the rest of the night. And that was it. But the news story had just went boom, because of course social media, if it doesn't bleed, it's not exciting. If it's not gory, it's not exciting enough. So somebody had to blow it out of proportion. So bear attacks are very rare. They don't happen on a regular basis. If you're stupid, you may run into some more instances than most people. But it's very simple. If you live in a van, if you camp in a van, whether it's your own converted van, whether it's an RV type van, whether it's a bus, whatever it is, whatever you camp in, whatever, even a tent, there are some rules to follow. First rule is, don't keep garbage around the campsite. Garbage will attract animals more so than the food before it's cooked. I hear all the time online, never take bacon when you're in the bush. Why? The bacon is sealed inside of plastic. It's in your freezer and it's frozen. The bear is not going to be standing up on the mountain and being able to smell frozen bacon in a fridge. It doesn't happen. People say, don't take this food, don't take that food, because it doesn't happen. Most of the food today is so well sealed that the smells are very minimum until we cook it. Once we cook it, then there's smells to it. And if you keep the garbage in your vehicle, it attracts more animals than anything. So, empty your garbage on a regular basis. Try not to cook extra food. Try not to cook stuff that you're going to have laying on the counter overnight. Try to keep stuff to a minimum. If you're cooking a pound of bacon because that's how you buy it, put the pound of bacon after you cook it, whatever's left over, back in the fridge or in the freezer. Seal it in a bag. The smells will be kept to minimum. One thing that attracts animals more this day and age than actual food is all of the cosmetics and all of the perfumes and all of the hygiene products that we use that are laced with smells. Shampoos and conditioners that smell like berries. Well, guess what? If you're walking through the bush and you showered this morning and your body's covered in a shampoo that smells like Saskatoon berries, because that's what we have around here, or blueberries, or whatever berry, guess what? The bears know what that smell is, and they don't think it's a human, they think it's food. If you have deodorant that has aromas built into it, guess what? That's what the bears will smell. So if you're going out into the bush, keep the odors down. Try not to be wearing scented stuff. It's a very, very simple thing to do. Now, once you do get out there, what should you do? Well, first of all, 24/7, 365, every day I'm in the bush, I have bear spray with me. It's on my belt. I know how to use it. I can do it without even thinking. I test my bear spray. I've had some issues with inhaling bear spray when I tested it. I know the stuff works. So I keep it with me all times. It's on my belt. When I'm in the van, it's on the counter. When I'm in bed, it's back on the counter by the bed. So if something is going to try to break into my van, I have bear spray. Next thing, pretty straightforward, and it doesn't have to be a military grade flashlight or anything like that, but have a bright flashlight. Why? Because if you shine a flashlight at something outside, chances are it's going to be scared off. It's not going to stand there and look at the flashlight and go, oh, isn't that a pretty light? So carry a flashlight. Again, like I said last time, your keys. If a bear or a wolf or a moose or an elk is trying to get into your vehicle, the panic button is wonderful. If it continues, then use your remote to start the vehicle. And if that doesn't scare whatever creature it is off, then just drive away. But by this point, I'm sure that the creature is probably gone. Now, do I think it's safe to be out there? I think it's 100% safe. A couple things that if you're going outside of van life, let's say you're going someplace and you're going camping. Well, one of the rules that I have if you're in a tent is never have food in your tent. Always put food, if you're in a tent, in a bear box or up in a tree. But in a van, I keep my stuff inside. If there's a bear box and if I happen to have something that's really smelly, maybe I have garbage and there's not a garbage to dump the garbage at, then I'll maybe put that in the bear box so at least it's out of the van and I'll pick it up the next day and dispose of it. So if you are going out into the bush, a few simple things will help you. But one other thing that I would strongly recommend, don't do this on YouTube. Don't ask this question online, but find somebody from a local sporting goods store, outdoor store that you can go to and take a course on being outdoor aware. YMCA's offer it. If you're around Canada, there's mountain equipment co-ops in different areas. There's Canadian Tires. I've seen them in the sporting departments. I've seen signs about outdoor courses for canoeing and kayaking and camping and so on and so forth. And there's a lot of very reputable companies and groups that will have courses. And I strongly suggest if you're nervous to take one of these courses. It'll help you to sleep a lot better at night. So until next time, get out there and enjoy the beautiful nature, and we'll talk to you soon.